mic. We're going to go ahead and get started. This microphone's really loud. All right. Welcome to AWANA celebration. Those of us that are leaders survived 34 weeks. So in AWANA, every Wednesday we start in here with the kids. I'm Adam, for those of you that don't know, Mr. Adam. Also the game leader, which we'll play some games. You'll get to see what I have to deal with on Wednesdays. Thank you. So when they come in here, they do the pledges with the flags. They pledge of allegiance, and then they pledge the AWANA flag. And last year we did more of it, where we did a lot of music. And this year, with all the moving parts and the amount of kids we had, it was harder to do music. So we did it the last couple of months, I think. And we did a lot of upbeat, fun music. And it was always a competition between the Sparks and the TNT to see who was going to sing the loudest or the best. So we're going to sing, which we've done a lot here before, Child of Love. So if there's any AWANA kids back there, you got to come up here. Come on, AWANA kids. So what we're going to do, I need all the AWANA kids, because in AWANA it was the kids versus the kids, but today it's going to be the kids versus the adults. Yeah. So you guys need to come up here. Come on. Come on. That is a cool car. Yep. You can stand in the back, but you got to make sure you sing, because we don't want to. We are going to beat the adults, right? If you're an AWANA leader, you classify as AWANA, so it's AWANA leaders and kids versus the other adults. So, yeah. All right. Just so you know, all the words are back there for you guys. Ready? You ready? Now you guys will get to see what we deal with on a weekly basis. We have a lot of fun, right?
Not when we have to sing.
You got chocolate on your face. Oh, great. We're going to do that. So here we go. We're going to sing Child of Love. I was walking the wayside, lost on the lonely road. Hanging out. I was chasing the high line, trying to satisfy my soul. All the lives I believed in left me crying like the rain. And I saw lightning from heaven. Wait. This is going to be really easy because they're not even singing. So we got this, right? It's AWANA celebration. Let's sing about being a child of love, which I'm pretty sure Jason was kind of talking about this morning, right? Amens? No amens? Okay. All right, we're going to go right into the chorus. Don't let the 15 kids I have up here beat the 70, however many I get out there. Here we go. I'm gonna climb a mountain. I'm gonna shout about it. I am a child of love.
I found a world of freedom. I found a friend in Jesus. I am a child of love.
Let's stand up. Let me hear you say yeah. Oh, I am a child of love. Let me hear you say yeah. Oh, I am a child of love. Like the enthusiasm. Here we go. Ready? Nothing can change the way you love me. Oh, nothing can change the way I belong to you. Oh, yes, I do. Nothing can separate. Let's do that again. Nothing can change the way you love me. Oh, nothing can change the way I belong to you. Yes, I do. Nothing can separate. I'm gonna climb a mountain. I'm gonna shout about it. I am a child of love.
I found a world of freedom. I found a friend in Jesus. I am a child of love.
I'm gonna climb a mountain.
I'm gonna shout about it. I am a child of love. I found a world of freedom. I found a friend in Jesus. I am a child of love.
Here we go. Let me hear you say yeah. Oh, I am a child of love. One more time. Let me hear you say yeah. Oh, I am a child of love. One. Pastor Jason, did we win or did you guys win? Yes, good job. We won. Yes, you can go sit down. No, you cannot. Go sit down. I have my whistle behind me and I turn it around and I become game leader. Yep, I am game leader Adam. Just a second, you'll get a chance to play here. We do a couple of different variations of games in AWANA. Mostly it's from my creative mind. I do have a book that kind of helps guide me, but when you got 20 TNTers, 12 or 13 sparks usually, sometimes it's hard for them to understand what we're doing. Like musical chairs is hard sometimes. Foursquare, very difficult. And even throwing a frisbee to each other can be very difficult. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a game with the sparks real quick. Then we're going to play a game with the TNT so you can kind of see what our life is like on Wednesdays. So, Jason, you want to help me? Rich is hiding back there, but Rich is going to come up here and help. Yep. Richard, come on. Everybody give a round of applause for AWANA Commander Richard. This game that we play with Sparks every once in a while, I try to pick games that are going to kind of help them with their life, like hand-eye coordination or how to run properly. You'd be surprised at how hard hand-eye coordination is sometimes. So, you want to take this bucket down there? Yeah. And we got to move Dennis's walker again. You want to take that bucket down there too? Okay, Sparkies. How many do I got? 4, 5, 3. All right. Well, I don't have a whole lot of Sparkies, so I guess that means you guys get to help out. Who would like to play a game? Boyd? You're up here. Brendan? Griffin? Brandon? Come on, it's not going to be that hard. No, you got to wait for your game. Anybody else? Nobody else want? Well, you guys are already going to play. Okay, what we're going to do is you might want to maybe bring, because I don't have very many people, you might want to bring the buckets a little closer. So we play a game where they stretch out into a chain of people or kids, and they pass the ball from one kid to the other, and they try to get as many in the bucket as they can, right? So Ashley, you're going to play, so go ahead and stand up. Yeah, you're going to play. Emily and Aaron are going to play. Boyd's going to play. Okay, so remember how to do this game? You stretch out arm length. So go ahead and make a line right here. 2 lines. You got to make 2 lines. So one's got to be on the side, one's on the other side. We need more people. Yeah, and what they're going to do is they're going to pass a ball from one person to the next until they can get it down in the bucket down there. I need more volunteers. Just so you know, this is all being live streamed. You will be world famous by the end of this game. Okay. When I blow the whistle, because that usually is the start and stop of games, they're going to grab the balls out here, and they're going to pass them down the line and see how many we can get in the bucket. Oh, you guys remember how to play this game, right? Are you ready? As you can see, this helps with hand-eye coordination. I was hoping the adults would be a little bit better than the kids. Let's hear it for the right side of the church. Woo, right side. And left side. Woo, left side. Let's go faster. Austin, you better go faster. Are the adults holding up the line down there? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, you could just throw it, but. All right, you got a couple left. Let's go faster. Hey, Sparky line, let's go faster. Let it go. If it falls, just let it go. Well, I let you guys chase them around. 2 left. All right, that's all I got down here. Let it go. If they're on the ground, just let them go. If they're on the ground, let them go. Boyd, no cheating. If they're on the ground, let them go. Okay. All right. Hey, nobody move. Everybody stay in your spot. Jason and Mr. Richard. What do we got? Left to right side. Who won? The suspense is killing me. 29? That's pretty good. I don't know. I didn't get that far. What do you got? What do you got? Oh, let's hear it for the right side. Or left side. All right, Sparkies, go ahead and sit down. Go ahead and sit down, Sparkies. Take that back there, and they should dump it in there. But wait, there's more, because it's TNT game time. Wow, you guys are so thrilled. All right. We played this game once, and it was actually introduced to us by Brian Jenks, our AWANA missionary. And I didn't do very good when we played it because my mind doesn't work as fast as theirs. There's 5 and 5, so you gotta basically set out the 10. So what they're gonna do is, we almost have well, I shouldn't say almost. There's usually like 15 girls and 5 boys. So I always do girls versus boys, and then I end up being on the boys team. But how many? If you are a girl in TNT, go to that end, please. If you are a boy, come to this side, please. Line up. Line up. Maybe I did too many. Nah, we'll only do it a couple of times. We'll be good. So they've got to get their team from one side to the other, and both are hopping in the hula hoops. And yep. And when they meet, whoever gets to where you're at, where you meet, you have to beat the other person in rock, paper, scissors in order to continue to advance. And the goal is to get as many points on one side or the other. It's pretty simple, but it was hard for me. You got to focus on hopping, and do you do rock? Everybody did rock all the time. Who's down there? You got 3? They're not doing it. Jason can be on this team. Yeah. So, what? No, you had your game. Okay, when I say go, you're going to hop as fast as you can to get to the middle point or wherever you can get to. Then you have to do rock, paper, scissors to beat the other person in advance. What? Yeah, hop one at a time. No long jumping here. However you can hop. These are the questions I get. Well, can I skip? Can I just put one foot in? Nope, let's just play the game. Okay. You ready? Watch out for it. Don't knock the girl over. Boys team, you got to make sure you're hopping. Go, go, go. Oh, now she's playing. She said she wasn't going to play. Oh, you're out. Run that way. Oh, boy. Oh, go, go. Wait, that way. Oh, here we go. Go. I don't know what that is. Paper? Paper can't be high five, okay? All right, you're at orange. You're at orange. What is it? Paper can't be high five. You're out. Okay? Looks like the guys are going to lose again. Oh, go! You're at blue. Wow. All right, we'll see if Pastor Jason can win again. This is it. You're at orange or yellow. Uh-oh. You got to beat one more. Oh, okay. Girls win. Everybody go back to their seat. Just so you know, the boys lose most of the time. I do, yep. Okay, you guys go back to your seat. I'm going to turn it over to Pastor Jason now. You have experienced game time on Wednesdays with your host, Mr. Adam.
Thanks, Adam. Let's give Adam a hand. Is that what you're aiming for, or were you aiming for the other one? Okay. All right, so Emily put together a video slideshow of AWANA and youth group, so we are going to show you that, and that will give you a little bit more of a taste of what a week looks like on Wednesday. So we can play that video, and let's watch it. that is a snippet of what goes on each and every Wednesday. And what we are going to have the opportunity to do here is part of AWANA is memorizing verses and going through their workbook. And so we're going to recognize our kids in the various classes. But before we do that, Rich and Heather, you guys want to come on up here? So Rich and Heather are our commanders. So I'm going to hand the microphone over to Rich, and let's give them a big hand.
Thanks, everybody, for sticking around. Want to thank all the volunteers, leaders, listeners, everybody, because it takes everybody to do it. I'm just kind of this person tells me something, and then I go tell this person. I think that's what commander means. You just take this information and pass it to someone else, I guess, maybe. Heather does all the shopping for the our AWANA store, and she ordered the shirts and that sort of stuff, so I don't even have to do that. But really, it's just a blessing to get to work with these kids every week, and I thank the parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, everybody that brings the kids, friends of kids, parents bring them. So it's really grown. There's been like an average of around 40 kids this year, plus or minus a little bit, depending. And we've had a lot of the faithful volunteers coming in listening too. So nobody really started and petered out. Everybody's been here the whole year. Except for Mick, he wanted to go to Florida for a minute instead, I guess. I don't know. We've battled through hip injuries and knee injuries. Brandon stepped up when Tom went down with his hip, so then we had to pull in our other injured guy to cover somebody else. But we do appreciate Brandon and Heather stepping in on everything they've done since they've been here. So, and thank you, Jason, for keeping it all stuck together. And so I'll pass it back to you, but I just want to thank everybody for helping us out and making it happen.
Yes, a big thank you to Rich and Heather. And then if we can have any of our AWANA volunteers that volunteered in any capacity, if you guys can stand up and let us celebrate you guys. So stand up, AWANA volunteers. Let's give them a hand. So we're going to bring up our Cubbies leader in just a minute. So our Emily Beard is our Cubbies leader. That is like our preschool class. This last year we did do something called Puggles, which was kind of like our 2s and 3s. So that had Hadassah and Ian and a couple other kids. And so Brinley and Sammy. So they had a bunch of fun. So that was our youngest one, the Puggles. So Stephanie, Ashley, and Jessica, and Amanda Dugan were our main leaders for that. And Emily, if you want to come on up here.
That did Puggles because Ian was in there and I always knew he was super well taken care of so that I could focus on doing Cubbies. So that was fantastic to have that this year. So thank you. Okay, so yes, I am the leader for Cubbies. So we have ages 3, 4, and 5 in Cubbies. So here's our picture from Wednesday. And we're still missing a couple. So we had one that moved at the end of the year, and then we have another one that did not come on Wednesday. But we had 11 total, but on nights we would average anywhere from 6 to 10. 10 was probably our most that we had on one night. So it's a rock and rollin' night in Cubbies, and I had a fantastic team of ladies that helped me. My mom, Chris Sukta, she helps me, Janet Woolworth, Marlene Rulo, and then Jessica Coleman also came a couple nights and helped us. So it takes a lot. Adam says game time is tricky with the older kids. Imagine 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. It's trying to do relays and stuff with them. They did it, though. They did fantastic. But trying to teach them those things, it can be tricky, but they did great. So we had an awesome group this year. They worked really hard. So this is the book we were in this year. This is the Honeycomb book. How Cubbies works is we rotate. One year we do Honeycomb, and then the next year we do Appleseed. So this year was Honeycomb. And we were only 3 sections away from finishing. So they worked really, really hard, and we almost got there, but that's a lot of work for Cubbies. Their verses are just shortened versions of like bigger verses, but they have review that they do every week, and they do awesome. We do motions, they remember the verses, they do great. So they worked really hard, and we almost got through the book this year. But I'm gonna go ahead and have my Cubbies who are here come up, because we're gonna do our Cubby song for you. Yep, so my Cubbies who are here, come on up. Come on up. All right. Yep, you guys can either stand on the Yep. Go ahead and stand up there. That way everybody can see you. Go ahead, Emma. Go ahead, Evan. So this is Abe, and I'll use Abe as an example for a minute. So Cubbies come to Cubbies with their vest on, and then they earn these patches for saying their verses. Yes, you did. And then they earn these right here for each of the books. And then Abe and Charlotte have their medals on. That's what they got for book awards this year. And then Evan and Emma joined us just for the last few weeks of Cubbies. So on Wednesday, they got participation certificates because they were joining us for the last couple weeks. Okay, let's go ahead and do our Cubby song, okay? We are AWANA Cubbies, we're happy all day long. We know that Jesus loves us, that's why we sing this song. We hide because we're happy and we jump and shout for joy. For Jesus is a friend to us, he loves each girl and boy. And our Cubbies motto is Jesus loves me. So we focus a lot in Cubbies on stories about Jesus. And actually the parable that Jason did this morning of the lost sheep, that was one of their favorite units because we did a whole unit on that with sheep and everything, and they love that. So these guys did a fantastic job this year. Abe and Charlotte will both be moving up to Sparks next year, and a few of the other kiddos in the picture, and then we're going to hang on to a few too. So we'll see who else the Lord blesses us with next year for Cubbies. But give them another hand because they did awesome this year.
Good job, Cubbies. All right. My name is Erin. I work with the Sparkies, which is our next group. So Mrs. Parks is actually the Sparkies leader. Mrs. Parks has been doing Sparkies, I think she just said, for about 40 years now. And Mrs. Parks was my Sparky leader, actually. Mrs. Freeman was my Chums and Guards leader, so my love of AWANA comes from them. And so this year it was Mrs. Parks and I and Mrs. LaFlamme, and those ladies are really a huge blessing to me. I'm the person that runs around like a chicken with their head cut off, and they do the teaching and the keeping the books and all those important things as well. But from the three of us, I just want you guys to know that we love your kids a lot. They're really great. We had 18 Sparkies this year, and we have kindergarten, first, and second grade. Just to kind of let you know a little bit about what happens in the Sparks. So the first year Sparks work in a green book, second year Sparks blue book, third year Sparks red book. So each year the kids have to come in. They do like a rank. Here, I'm going to use you a second. Come here real quick. They do a rank section at the beginning of the book where they learn their SPARKS verses in order to earn this patch here. And then as they go through their book, they earn these wings, and they get jewels for the verses that they say, or the sections they do, red and green jewels. And then the blue jewels are for attendance. And then if a Sparky finishes their whole book, they'll get a book award at the end of the year. We'll go over those in a minute. They can choose to review their book, which is this patch behind their wings. And then there's actually an extra credit book that they can do as well to earn this Sparky's pin. So they have lots to keep them busy. This year I had almost half of my regular kids finish their books, which is a really big deal. Each book, it's a little different for each book, but there's about anywhere from 45 to 70 verses that the kids are learning in a book. And so they get a first book award, a second book award, and then a Sparky's trophy at the end of the third year. So by the time they earn that Sparky's trophy, it's about 175 verses that the kids have learned and had to say. If they do all the review and extra credit books and things like that, it's actually about 400. So we have kindergarten, first and second graders who are learning 400 verses, and that's where my verse memorization, I can tell you almost all of my verses that I know today as an adult came from AWANA as well. So this is a really big deal. This program is really important to us. And we have a lot of really amazing kids and amazing volunteers, and we really appreciate all of you guys. I will have my Sparkies who are here come up. And we will also sing our Sparks song, but first, I'm just going to spring it on them here. I was wondering if you guys could say our Sparks key verse. I'm going to hold this here. You guys say it really loud, okay?
John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life.
Good job. And our Sparkies is really where you get the foundation of the biblical learning. They learn all of their Old Testament books, all of their New Testament books. They're learning about service. They're learning about their faith. They're learning those 400 verses. So it's really important age. We will sing our Sparks song for you, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, ready?
We are sparks for Jesus, sparks to light the world. We will shine for Jesus as we tell each boy and girl. We will hide God's word in our heart. We will serve him right from the start. From his love we never depart, for we are sparks, 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 sparks to light the world.
Good job. Perfect. Great job, guys. And this year, we really worked hard to put what we were learning into action. So we did service projects. We did thank yous to one of our Sparks who had to move partway through the year. We sent her with lots of letters so that anytime she was sad or lonely, she had something to remember us by. We served Mr. Kent. We practiced telling our faith to others. And we've done several other things as well. I did want to highlight, let's see who's here today. So we had 3 people finish the Green Book this year, Mr. John David and Miss Sowelly, and they received these First Books Awards. I actually have one award here for today. So Mr. Matthew had one additional at-home project that he was not done with on Wednesday, and he finished that before today here, and so this is for Mr. Matthew. And then for our Blue Book this year, Austin finished his Blue Book, and he got that Blue Book Award. He was also the only one this year who fully reviewed his book and did the extra credit book as well. And then Cameron Sukta and Ransom, you want to hold that trophy up there, pal? So they finished our Red Book this year, which is the 3rd book award. And so Mr. Ransom, Cameron, Journey, Samaria, and Evelyn are our 5 graduates that are leaving us for TNT. So we're really going to miss them. I really appreciate you guys' hard work this year and for all the service that you guys did and for your hearts, and I love you all. So thank you for sharing your kids with us.
Thank you, Sparkies. You can have a seat. Okay, the oldest kids that we have are in 3rd through 5th grade, and that is our Truth in Training our T&T. So if you are in the T&T class, can you guys come on up here? And Dawn and Tom Freeman are our leaders for this group. And so in this group, the book that they have is pretty thick, right? It's about this thick, okay? So they have a lot of verses that they memorize, that they do review and Bible study and things like that. So for our T&T, we had 21 kids on the T&T roster this year. Okay, so they regularly had 15 plus, sometimes more than that, 18 in our T&T. And so they worked really hard today. So Felicity and Charlotte Amelie got their... Felicity's over there because she graduated to youth group in the middle of the... Charlotte Amelie's down here. I know who you are, right? So Felicity got her book award, and Charlotte Amelie got her book award as well. They finished the entire book. Actually, Charlotte Amelie, you finished it when you guys were here last year, right? And then when we started youth group, you're in 6th grade, right? So she moved right up to youth group with the big kids. And then, let's see. So up here... So Everett and Patton got their participation awards, as did Easton and Maddox. And Easton and Maddox are both going to be joining us in youth group in the fall. Woo! I'm excited about it. I don't know if they... Yeah! And so you guys did an awesome job. You guys don't have a song that you're singing, right? Do you have a song there? No? I thought that Ms. Dawn told me you had a song. I'm just kidding. All right, let's give a hand to all of our T&T and all our leaders. Okay, you guys can go ahead and sit down. You guys did an awesome job. And then what I want to do real quick is youth group is not officially a part of AWANA. Last year when we had some of our students that were 5th or 6th grade, and we knew that we wanted to be able to have a youth ministry for them as they kind of aged out of that. So we began our youth ministry on Sunday nights, and then we ended up moving that to Wednesday night. Our leaders for our youth ministry are Sam and Olivia. So Olivia, are you here? She left. So Sam and Olivia lead our youth group, and I get to teach and things like that. And then are any of our youth group kids, can you just stand up so we can just see who you are in our youth ministry? So right now, so we've got Charlotte, Amelie, and Griffin, and Brendan, and Robert, and that's a little bit less than half our group. You guys can sit down. It's a little bit less than half of our group. We have probably about 10 or so kids every week. So between all the way from Puggles, which is like Brinley's age, okay, she's crawling back there, and I think, Brendan, you're the oldest. We probably have 50 or so kids every Wednesday in that ministry and in that program. And the coolest thing about that is the ways that God is working and moving. And so today we're celebrating the kids, we're celebrating the students, we're celebrating our leaders and our volunteers and listeners and everything like that. But most of all, we're celebrating all that God has done over this past year of AWANA and youth ministry and everything that goes on Wednesday night. So let's give the Lord a clap offering. Can we do that? It is a lot of fun to be able to serve on Wednesday nights with any of the groups that we have. And God has certainly blessed us as a church. And we really see what we do on Wednesday night as a stewardship of what God has given us here at the church. And it's so cool, the people He's brought in on Wednesday, and also the kids that we have here on Sunday every week. We desire to steward the kids that are here on Sundays and on Wednesdays, whenever they're here, that we are here to be able to pour our faith into them, that their faith may become their own. And so thank you so much to everybody who is a part of that. Parents, thank you so much for entrusting us with the privilege of pouring into your kids every Wednesday. We are going to close everything with a word of prayer, and then we'll be dismissed for the rest of today. Lord, we thank you for today. God, I thank you for all the kids and students and volunteers and the helpers here. And God, I thank you for this whole church and the ways that they support through prayer. And God, I'm just grateful that we have an opportunity to walk alongside you in the work you've called us to at Skiff. And so, God, we celebrate you. and we worship you, and we love you. In your name we pray. Amen. Thank you so much for coming. God bless you. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week when we get back.